Another day, another foundation review. So this is something that could be bad. Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be doing another foundation review, another day, another foundation review. So today we're doing Marc Jacobs Extra Shot Caffeine Concealer and Foundation. We're gonna be doing 2 separate days of testing. So day 1, I'm gonna be doing it as just a foundation and applying a different concealer. And then day 2, I'm gonna apply a different foundation and applying this as the concealer. We'll see, does it work well doing, both ways? Does it work best one way or the other? Maybe it doesn't work best either way. I guess we'll find that out. So if you guys want to learn more about the Marc Jacobs Extra Shot Caffeine Concealer and Foundation, along with my review and wear test, then keep on watching. Thank you, fan noise, for toning down a bit. My heat is not even on, but this fan goes on in my house. I don't know a lot about how the inner parts of a house works, but it's super frustrating because it always happens when I'm recording. This is what the actual bottle looks like, and let me tell you, she's tiny. Obviously, it's small. You only get 0.54 fluid ounces. If you're using this as a concealer, that's actually quite a bit of product. That's a good amount of product, and I think actually that would be incredible price and amount for Marc Jacobs because it's $52 Canadian. So for example, my Pat McGrath, I believe, was $50 and you get less product than this. Let's say at the end of this, review, I say this is best as a concealer. I think it would definitely be a good price and amount of product. But if this is going to be used as foundation, she's pricey. That's half of what most foundations typically are. A lot of foundations, as we all know, are a fluid ounce. And so because this is only 0.54, if we're going to be using this as a foundation, she's going to run out quick and she's pricey. So this is going to have to work wonders for me to think it's worth that high price tag. So we have a lot of different things to think about with this one. It's not just a straight, let's test this foundation. There's a lot more to test about this one and to think about. So let's just get right down to it. Okay, I'm going to prime my face. Today's going to be foundation day. I'm going to prime with the Hourglass Veil. Okay, so we are primed and ready to roll. Before I get started, let's talk about the foundation concealer. $39 US and $52 Canadian. It's sold at Sephora and at Marc Jacobs. It is a 2-in-1, so it is caffeine infused concealer and foundation with a natural looking full coverage all day wear to visibly brighten and re-energize all skin types. It'll be cool to see if this really helps make your face look fresh and bright and less dull. It also has oat extract, which helps calm and soothe the skin, which is actually nice because I have sensitive skin. I get a lot of redness. If I have blemishes, they get quite irritated. Just calm my skin in general. And it has 5 forms of coconut. So this is something that could be bad. 5 forms of coconut help hydrate and nourish skin with an abundance of vitamins and nutrients. Coconut oil specifically can break out skin. So this is something that I'm probably not going to be using on an everyday basis. If you are totally against coconut oil, if it breaks you out, I wouldn't suggest this. If I do notice breakouts, I will definitely either include this in this video, and if I don't notice it before I, film this, then I definitely will update you guys on that for sure. So I will let you guys know that. And now that I've blabbed on enough, let's do this thing. Because it's full coverage, I'm going to just go a little bit for now, just see where it gets us. Let's just start with that and see where it gets us, and then we'll kind of gauge how much more we need. I'm gonna use my beauty blender. I got it in the shade Light 120. I still think that that's quite, I don't know, that's not a lot of product. So I would have liked to see more if I'm going to use it as a foundation. I'm probably not going to want to spend $52 all the time. Although I guess if it's incredible, I guess I should just shut up and try it. How about that? So I'm going to go 1 on the forehead. Because look at how good that concealed. I'm gonna have to try to build it on blemishes, but yeah, I think she's pretty full coverage because that, I literally did 1 little swipe, 1 little swipe, 1 little swipe, 1 little swipe. I usually use at least 2 pumps of foundation because I like full coverage, I guess I would say. It's just because I have blemishes. I feel like if I didn't have blemishes and a lot of redness, I wouldn't really care. I don't mind my freckles. I don't mind if there's little spots poking through. I really don't mind that. So far, so good though. Look at the coverage on this. So far it's looking really good. So that is a very light one layer. Like I didn't even really apply that much foundation and it covered really well. So I wouldn't even, I don't know, like that was not a lot of product. So I'm impressed. I'm gonna build it just slightly, and don't mind my brows, by the way, because I'm a hot mess lately. So let's see how it builds. It's looking really smooth on the skin too. And I'm not even really, like that's not even really a second layer. The coverage is incredible on this. I think this would be a beautiful concealer too, just from the way that it's covering. Like I almost would say how much I'm applying now is like one layer, but I will say it's two just because I went in twice. But to me, that's the amount of product I just applied is not even as much as I normally apply with like a normal maybe a more medium buildable coverage. So I definitely think this is full coverage. I do feel like the shade is matching really well. Like look at the comparison to my neck. So I do think it's matching really well. I like that shade. Let's take a look. Ooh, she looks stunning. Okay, so on the cheeks, you know what? Now that I'm looking up closer, I'm seeing a little bit more poking through. I'm gonna go ahead with a little bit more here. So this would be like the second layer, and then I'll just use less concealer. See, the thing is, it depends on what you consider full coverage, because some of my freckles are poking through, but it's really concealed all my blemishes. Like look at how perfect my skin looks. I think it's full coverage. That's just my personal opinion. It's not concealing every little speck of something on my face, but it's really doing an incredible job at making my skin look flawless. I feel like I have like perfect skin right now. And again, I'm gonna go in with concealer under my eyes, so I think it'll really look pretty much full coverage. So this is what it looks like with I guess 2 layers. We'll say 2 layers. The product layered well. It looks really, really nice. It looks very lightweight and natural. It does have a bit of a healthy kind of glow to it without looking dewy. It feels very nourishing without feeling greasy. It does feel like it's more of a hydrating formula because it's not completely drying down. So if you are like me and you have more oily combination skin like me, I would definitely recommend setting it. Like I always set my foundation, and I just feel like this is one, if I were to not, this is one I would feel like I want to, because it does feel slightly sticky. So I'll let you guys know if it feels more comfortable once it is set down. I'm gonna go in with concealer. I'm using my Covergirl TruBlend. I'm not gonna go too crazy actually, because I feel like I don't need to. So let's go in and set. I am gonna bake my under eyes as per usual. I usually use my sponge for like my T-zone because that's the area that I find has the most texture, and for some reason I just feel like the sponge delivers a more smooth application when it comes to powder. This is a beautiful product as of yet. I think upon first application, it's looking so smooth, so like stunning. It felt really comfortable, and now that it's set down, it doesn't feel sticky whatsoever. It honestly looks so flawless, so skin-like, so natural, lightweight. It's 10:30 right now. I'm gonna go ahead, go finish up my makeup, and then I'm gonna go about my day, and I will definitely wear it for probably at least a good 10 to 12 hours, and then I will pop back in at the end of the day to give you my final review as a foundation, and we will do concealer and see how it does as a concealer. So yeah, I will see you guys in a bit. Okay guys, so this is in natural lighting with my makeup finished. I don't know, I really am liking this. I do feel like it makes my skin look very fresh. My skin looks very smooth, flawless, fresh, and yeah, we'll see how it lasts. So I'll check back in with you. Hey guys, so it is 2:48, so it's pretty close to being 4.5 hours since I applied the Marc Jacobs foundation, and it's looking so good. It honestly looks the exact same as when I applied it. So she's holding up good so far. Hey guys, so it's just about 6:30. I went ahead and added eyeliner because I meant to do that when I applied my makeup, but I forgot, and it's something I'm testing right now. It's looking really good. Like, it's 8 hours. The foundation is just looking so good. I'm really enjoying it. Super beautiful on the skin. I think that it is long wearing as of right now. I mean, even honestly, the fact that it looks this good at 8 hours, I'm really, really impressed. So from here on, hopefully it can just keep it up and it would be even better. It's settling a little bit into around the nose, but that just started to happen in the last hour. I will pop in probably in 2, maybe 3 hours to give a final review. Okay, so it has been just shy of 11 hours since I finished applying the Marc Jacobs. Definitely noticed quite a bit of breaking down, but it is looking really still quite good for being 11 hours. I feel like every time I come down here and record this part of the video, I'm like less impressed than I was upstairs because these like studio lights are insane. It is looking a little bit cakey around my nose. It's broken down and worn on my chin. So I would say it's not perfect, but it is one of the better foundations I've tested recently. I do really like the coverage. It is, I think, medium to full coverage, definitely very buildable and easy to get to that full coverage. And I do really, really enjoy the way that it looks on the skin. It looks very smooth. It looks very flawless. I think it does help kind of revive your skin. I don't know as much about the caffeine, if it actually really does affect it that much, but I do definitely see it just because it's covers so well. I think it really helps make your skin look nicer. Hydrating without being too like oily or dewy, but I'm definitely noticing the hydrating aspect right now as it's come to the end of the day. I do have to say though, up until maybe an hour or two ago, it had like barely any shine at all. So I think it lasted a good 9 hours before it started to break down. So I think that's pretty good. Definitely if you are looking for an all day wear, this isn't maybe the one. I think if you have dry skin as well, it would be better because you're not going to have those oils poking through and starting to make things a little bit cakey. So yeah, I really, really enjoy this one, but it definitely did start to get a little bit cakey by the like 9, 10, 11 hour mark. If you're looking for super long wearing and you have combination to oily skin, this might not be the one for you. I would recommend other ones over this one for sure. But if you have, you know, normal to dry skin, then you probably would get away with this. Yeah, we'll definitely see day 2 how it performs as concealer, and then I'll have my final reviews of this guy. Okay guys, so it's day 2 of testing the Marc Jacobs Extra Shot. Today we're going to be testing it as concealer. So yeah, let's just go right into it. I am going to go ahead and apply foundation. I am going to apply one that I am, you know, familiar with and that I, you know and love, and that is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. So it's 8:47 in the morning, and so I'm going to test this for probably a good 12 hours. And I'm going to apply the Urban Decay All Nighter. I'm going to go ahead, pop on foundation, and then we will come back to test the Marc Jacobs. Now let's talk about the Marc Jacobs Extra Shot. We already know what the claims are. I'm going to go in with not too much because it is supposed to be, you know, full coverage. I'm going to do what I just normally would. Go ahead and see, and then I'm going to set it with a mattifying powder because it is more of a hydrating formula it's supposed to be. So because I am oily, I am going to set it with a mattifying powder. Okay, so this is what the concealer is looking like. It does look like a more hydrating formula. It's sitting really nicely on the skin. It looks beautiful. It looks like it's, you know, making my under eyes look more bright and smooth. I do kind of want to just add just a little touch right here. It looks nice and smooth on the skin. I'll get up close to show you before I set it, and then I'll show you after I set it as well. And I'm gonna bake. I'm using the Too Faced Peach Perfect. I've been loving this lately under the eyes. If you have really, really dry skin, it might not be for you because it is mattifying. What I'm gonna do is just go ahead and quickly do my brows, and then I'll show you, I'll dust the bake off, and then I'll show you what it's looking like. This is what we are left with. Let me take a look. It's looking pretty smooth, although I do feel like it's just actually not as full coverage now that I've set it. I feel like it kind of picked up some of the coverage once I set it. I don't know if maybe I had have used a brush. So this is what it's looking like set. Don't get me wrong, it looks nice. It looks very lightweight and natural. I do feel like though I lost some of the coverage, so now it's looking a little bit more like a medium, high medium instead of full. It doesn't look cakey anywhere. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my makeup and go about my day. It is 8:30. It has been on for 11.5 hours, and my makeup's looking not the best, but it's not looking too bad, especially under the eyes. It's still looking pretty good. I do feel like after I set it, I did lose a little bit of coverage. I don't know if it's the powder I chose. I chose this powder because it's mattifying, and because I am combo skin type, I thought it would be best to keep kind of my oils under control, but I think I would like to test it with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder because it does have a little bit more pigmentation to it, a little bit more color to it, and so that way it would be a little better for baking and would probably not take away from the coverage. So it could be the powder as well. But other than that, I do feel like the under the eyes is actually looking pretty good. Other than that little bit of like lost coverage in here, but that kind of looked, it's a little bit worse now as the day went on, so it might have, you know, worn off and transferred a little bit. Right around here and on my lip and on my chin. So like right here is looking a little cakey. But recently I've been experiencing that a lot lately. I don't know if it's my skin's becoming more oily. I don't know if it is, I mean, could be I'm applying a little bit too much concealer because I do like to go pretty heavy with coverage, but I didn't feel like I applied that much. And I know that this foundation does hold up pretty like decently well. So I would have liked to see the concealer hold up a little better. That being said, with my skin being combination and me producing oils, and this also being a more hydrating concealer foundation, I'm not surprised that it didn't last the almost 12 hours. That is a long time to wear makeup. So I was really happy with this concealer, especially under the eyes. I don't think this would be my go-to for the rest of my face, just because the rest of my face is where I get more oily. Like up here, I would need a more mattifying concealer. Same with my chin. Under my eyes though, I did enjoy this because it was like more nourishing and hydrating to the area. It is a more natural finish rather than a matte finish. It does give a beautiful finish and it looks nice on the skin, but I don't know if I believe it is worth the high price tag, because keep in mind, you're only getting a little bit over half an ounce. If you're combination oily skin typed and you're looking for a long wear foundation or concealer, this I don't think is the one for you, because I don't think it can withstand the oils. I don't think it can hold up all day long. If you have really dry skin, I do think that this would be good for you because it does have a little bit more of that nourishing, hydrating element to it. I obviously can't speak to how it would sit on mature skin, because mature skin can be a little more finicky. Things can settle into fine lines. I didn't notice too much emphasis on texture upon first application. I don't know. I think I do like it as both. I think it works as both, but for the high price tag, I do honestly think I could recommend better products. I definitely don't think it's for all skin types. I feel a little iffy about this one only because you get a small amount and it's not the longest wearing foundation that I've ever used, most likely because I'm combination. If you have dry skin and you have tested this, comment below if you have experienced a better wear with it. Does it wear all day for you without breaking down? I'm curious to know if you have dry skin or just normal skin and like don't produce a lot of oil. Does this wear well for you? Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, even though it was maybe not the best end of, final review. I know I didn't have like a specific, yeah, it's incredible, or no, don't buy it. It's kind of just, and I will definitely be updating you. I think I'm going to be doing a ranking of all the new foundations that I got. I have a couple more to test, and then I'm going to tell you which ones I like best to worst and why. So I will update you guys on this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much, guys. See ya.